Shocking. My smart home assistant recorded her $4 million frame-up plot. Picture this: smart home humming, startup grind, fancy Gala locked, and I'm the quiet code guy in the corner. I want the company safe, my marriage intact, and that big contract signed. But my wife and my partner are plotting to frame me for $4 million and laughing about it. The smart assistant wakes at 2:13 a.m., logs unreviewed audio snippets, and catches their plan. I flip it at the Gala, expose them, lock the money, and walk. Buckle up. We're on stage at the Gala, lights hot, donors leaned in, jazz fading. I let their slide run 3 beats, then I cut the feed and drop the audio. Her voice, clean as daylight. He's smart in code, dumb in life. The room freezes. You can hear chairs bite carpet, 100 throats catch at once, a glass kiss, a plate, and keep rolling. My wife stops smiling. Mark goes pale. Phones rise like a storm wall. Somewhere close, someone taps the table. Tap, tap, and I feel it in my teeth. You won't believe what comes next, because I didn't either. So, yeah, I win, technically. But it gets dark. Friends pick sides. My mother gets dragged in. Lawyers circle. The contract hangs by a thread while I try not to throw up in a bathroom stall. The core question is simple. How did I catch them and still survive the blast? Let me tell you how. We rewind 1 week to the house I wired myself. When the assistant's light ring blinked at 2:13 a.m. without a wake word, and everything started slipping. The lie we're living. So, I'm the code mule. That's their joke. Mark says it with a little grin, like it's friendly. Sarah laughs a beat too long. I pretend it's nothing and chew on a cable tie, because I don't like making scenes. I build, I audit, I clean up data rot no one sees. That's my lane, right? We've got the big contracts circling. If we landed at the Gala next Friday, we're set. Patents get locked, headcount doubles, and the mortgage stops feeling like a cliff. I haven't slept a full night in 2 weeks. I'm deep in logs, vendor reconciliations, and these mind-numbing permissions maps that could make a priest swear. The house is my other build. Every room, wired. Mesh network, VLANs for IoT junk, local NVR, the whole stack. I made it so the assistant runs on a private subnet, and the cloud side only gets what I allow. Dumb? I guess. I thought that meant safe. It meant I was watching the wrong door. It happens on a Tuesday that tastes like burnt coffee. I'm in bed, face down in a pillow, drifting. The assistant's light ring blips. Just a flash. I don't hear the wake word. I don't hear anything, really. But once you live in logs, you feel pings the way a pilot feels a trim change. It's small, but your gut tags it. I tell myself it's nothing. False wakes happen. The mic picks up a phrase that sounds like you know who, and it buffers a clip. Still, I roll over, grab my phone, and hit the admin panel. And there it is. Device history shows a 2:13 a.m. wake, flagged as unreviewed audio snippets. That exact phrase. My skin tightens. Why unreviewed? Why now? The flag only appears when the audio got cached and didn't match a command or a skill. It means someone said something near it and it listened. It means the cloud has the file even if I didn't ask for it. So I pull the server event list and export the last 2 days. The house is quiet, but my head is loud. Next morning, I'm in the office, buried under a vendor reconciliation that smells wrong. 3 shells, scattered invoices, tiny amounts that add up ugly. There's a shortfall, not huge in any one place, but 4 million total if you draw the line through the noise. That's not drift, that's work. Someone stitched that. I start with the basics. File metadata on the PDFs in our finance share say they were saved under my user. Cute. The time zone stamps aren't our time zone though, off by a few hours. I check the access logs on the NAS and see my workstation listed. Same Mac showing traffic, except I know that cards burned in my head, and the packet captures show TTL values that don't line up with a real round trip from my desk. New boxes ship with higher default TTLs. These packets show 1 hop left when they land, like they were born right beside the switch. That's a rookie tell, a spoofed Mac with bad TTLs. My heart drops into my shoes. I could go to the cops now, but jail is real if I stumble, and these two are close enough to know where I keep my keys. So I do what I know. I snapshot drives. I yank cold storage keys from the safe and move critical repos off the hot path. I pull network traces from the core switch and archive them with hashes. I lock my admin creds behind a hardware token and a backup phrase no one's heard. I keep thinking about the 2:13 a.m. flag. Unreviewed audio snippets. I log into the cloud console for the assistant and mirror the activity with timestamps, IPs, device IDs. Chain of custody, right? I'm not a cop, but I've done enough audits to know that if I don't lock the trail now, I'm dead later. I copy the logs to an encrypted volume and write the hash down twice. I breathe like I'm learning how. At lunch, Sarah texts me a selfie with Mark in the background. Something dumb about pizza. I stare at it too long. She writes, "You working tonight?" And I type, "Yeah, big push." Then delete it. Then type it again. I only send it on the second try. My hands shake, and I can't tell if it's caffeine or fear. Back home, I sit at the kitchen island with the assistant's dashboard open on a spare laptop. I scroll awake events and hit review on the 2:13 a.m. clip. Headphones on. There's the fridge hum, soft, and a glass clink. A whisper laugh I know like my own. She says, "Quiet, he's asleep." Then Mark, low, careful. They talk about my office like it's a game map. Shelf lip, blue folder, the brand of the USB I buy. She says, "He's smart in code, dumb in life." I hit pause so hard the spacebar clicks. My mouth goes dry. Check the file info. Cloud stamped, tied to the device ID, hashed by the provider. Unreviewed audio snippets. I save the export, pull the SHA sums, and write them down. I stare at the waveform and think about how long I've been living with strangers who know my house better than they know me. Across town, unaware of the danger I'm building under them, Mark is probably working a donor list. Sarah is probably soaking in a bath with a candle going. I close the laptop and sit in the dark kitchen, counting the seconds between the fridge cycles. Time was running out. I had 1 week to turn their trick into my net and not drown in it. First ping. The kitchen at 2:13 a.m. So I'm sitting there in the dark kitchen, laptop glow in my face, and I hit play again just to make sure I'm not dreaming. Same whisper laugh. Same fridge hum. Same clink. The mic caught the way Sarah taps her nail on the countertop when she's thinking. That stupid rhythm I use to find cute? No, it sounds like a countdown. Tap, tap. Like she's clocking my life in seconds I don't own. I keep the volume low and scroll the device history. The entry is stamped 2:13 a.m., tagged in the console as unreviewed audio snippets. That exact wording. I open the cloud activity view and pull the JSON export. It shows the device ID, the session token, the audio hash the provider uses. I mirror it to my own storage, so chain of custody isn't a joke later. I write the SHA-256 down on an index card like it's a prayer. They start mapping my world like two kids whispering over a board game. Mark says, "Left side, second shelf, under the lip," and Sarah answers, "Blue folder," the one he keeps near the USBs. Then they say the brand. I know the model number because I'm predictable, because I like things uniform. I didn't know I taught them the keys to rob me. She whispers, "He's smart in code, dumb in life," and laughs under her breath. I feel that in my teeth. There's a pause, and then she says the courier's name like it's nothing, and a time that matches our building's night staff. A decoy envelope label, Q4 Recon. It's not a term we use. It's bait. I scrub the waveform and grab time codes. 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 7 seconds. Nail tap. 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 22 seconds. USB brand. 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 40 seconds. Courier name. I mark each one and export a clean clip for each with the provider's original hash preserved. I keep hearing the nail. Tap, tap, tap. Like a metronome that only starts when I'm not supposed to know. The open question kills me. Where did they put the forged docs? If they know my shelf and my label maker habits, they know my blind spots too. I image my office in my head. The shelf, the cable drawer, the stack of ledger printouts I never touch because I live in spreadsheets. If I were them, I'd tuck it somewhere I never glance. Or I'd make it obvious and let my pride do the rest. I pull a fresh laptop that's never touched the office network, boot it cold, and start a log. Type what I hear, what I see on the console, every hash, every timestamp, every IP the device shows on wake. I'm not a cop, but I've watched enough audits eat people who didn't write things down. Then I do the things scared people do. I walk to my office to check. I film myself on my phone, one continuous take, so later someone can't say I edited around anything. I narrate the time. I show the door lock, The tamper seals on the jam I started using when the cleaning crew changed. I set the phone on the desk, open the shelf, and feel for the lip. There it is. A USB with my label style, same color tape, same font, sitting where I keep spares. But it's not mine. The tiny scuff on the cap is on the wrong side. My hands go cold. I slide it out with 2 fingers, drop it in a clean evidence bag, and show the camera the label. I don't plug it in. Not yet. I'm not stupid. Back in the kitchen, I rewind the audio again because I need to know if they talked about tamper checks. They didn't. They talked about swapping mine for theirs while I was at the gym. Cute, since I haven't gone in months. So they used a window I gave them. That burns. I open the network logs next. The assistant session shows an internal IP tied to the IoT VLAN, the one I built a wall around. Good. No weird hops. But the app dashboard also shows the cloud-side access during the night from a phone that's not mine. The device graph labels it as Sarah's, which, yeah. I snapshot that graph and hash the export. For a second, I almost call her. I almost walk upstairs and say, "Hey, this is dumb. What are you doing?" But then I hear Mark's voice again from the clip, low and careful, talking about the blue folder. And I know that softness in his tone is the same tone he uses when he asks waitstaff for extra napkins. Polite like a mask. So I stop thinking about saving feelings and start thinking about saving myself. I open my admin notebook and draw a box for a Canary folder. 2.4 Recon. I write tokens next to it. I'll plant a hot ledger with a hidden beacon. If they touch it, I'll get a ping with device and IP. Silent. Clean. No shouting, just proof. Before I close the laptop, I set a reminder to pull the raw audio blob from the provider in case they ever change the interface. I copy the file to 2 encrypted sticks and lock them in the safe. I write the hash again, slower this time. Then I just sit there, staring at the light ring that started all this. It's quiet now. I'm not. I'm in coffee I don't need because my hands need a job. The house creaks. Somewhere upstairs, a floorboard pops, and for a second I think she's coming down. She doesn't. From the clip in my head, I still hear it. Tap, tap, and my jaw tightens. I think about the prints we took together when we moved in, our hands in wet cement by the back steps. I guess you can pour new concrete over old, but you still know what's under it. The plan forms fast. Mirror the logs, plant the bait, keep breathing, and don't tip the game. I close the console, kill the Wi-Fi on the laptop, and stand up. Time to make a folder that feels like a gift and stings like a trap. The $4 million ghost in the books. So here's where the money starts whispering. I'm back at my desk, screens everywhere. Vendor folders open like a row of teeth. On paper, nothing screams. But the totals twitch if you stack them side by side. 3 shells, all clean logos, all tiny invoices that slide under limits. A few grand here, 9 there, a refund note that never settled. Add it straight, it's noise. Thread it right, it's 4 million walking out slow. I pull the PDFs into a sandbox and crack the metadata. Saved under my user. Yeah, okay. Creator field shows my workstation name too. Cute. But the time zone's off by 3 hours, like whoever saved them forgot where we live. I flag that, then pull the access logs from the NAS. It shows my machine writing the files at 1:14 a.m. 2 nights ago. I wasn't in the office then. I was home, hating my ceiling. I open the packet captures from that window and filter for my workstation's MAC. There it is, swimming in the stream. Except when I map the route, the TTL values don't match what my box usually leads with. Newer systems start high. These hit the switch like they were born next door and gas out in one hop. That's not travel. That's theater. Spoofed MAC with bad TTLs. It's the kind of slip you make when you're faking traffic from the same room as the switch and you forget computers have habits. My throat goes dry. The move is simple. Pin me to the paper trail. Let the metadata sing my name. Let the packets nod along. In a normal week, that works. In my week, the assistant coughed up 2:13 a.m., and now I'm staring at logs like they're a confession. I start building a wall. Full disk snapshots of the finance share, read-only mounts, hashes written out twice. Pull the router logs and the core switch session history, then dump the ARP table around the times that matter. If someone spoofed my Mac, they had to dance around the real one. I find duplicate entries, 2 IPs claiming the same identity a few minutes apart. That's a ghost stepping on my shadow. I pivot to the vendors. The shells all list Delaware addresses, registered agents with cheerful names, mailboxes in the same strip of offices. I text Nina a coffee emoji and a skull. She knows that means bring the shovel. While she spins up her checks, I keep pulling threads. One invoice references a bank account in the memo, like a brag. I trace that through our payments and hit a small credit union. Nothing flashy. The name on the account is a holding company I don't recognize. Nina calls me back fast. She's halfway through the Secretary of State site already. File numbers, formation dates, agent names. She crosswalks EINs where she can find them, then hits a business background tool for UCC filings and liens. One of the 3 shells shares a phone number with a landscaping company in Ohio. Another lists an email that shows up in a public grant application 5 years ago. The third? Dummy Delaware LLC that ties back to a cousin of Mark's if you squint and read between the agent lines. We can't say it out loud yet, but it stinks the right way. While she's digging, I go back to the forged PDFs. The signatures look like they've been scanned and reprinted. I run them through an image analyzer and find identical pixel noise patterns between pages that shouldn't match. Whoever did this used the same source PNG and pasted it in. Sloppy and fast, banking on stress to hide it. Then I check Windows event logs on my workstation for the time my account was saving files. There's a gap, like someone pulled the power and ghosted in, except I know I locked the room. More likely, they pivoted through a remote session with cloned creds. I look at the authentication events and find a failed login at 12:58 a.m., followed by a clean success at 1:03 a.m. from an internal IP in a block we reserve for the conference room. That room sits 20 feet from the core switch. TTL Theater, meet stage. Survival is a clock now. If I run to the cops with half a bowl of soup, I get arrested when Sarah cries. If I wait, they drop their fake USB into my office and push me off the boat. So I keep cooking. I cold store keys for our repos, lock my admin behind a hardware token and a backup phrase that lives in my head, and a safe. I script a job to pull network traces every 5 minutes and ship them to an offline drive. I print the chain of custody sheet and start filling it with times, hashes, and where each copy sleeps. Nina pings me a PDF. Secretary of State printouts with file numbers for the shells. She circles formation dates that line up to the month Mark joined us. She adds a note. Bank will want subpoenas. I reply, working on the board packet. She sends back a thumbs up and a knife. The plan changes shape. I don't just need logs. I need faces and voices tied to actions. The assistant gave me the kitchen. Network gave me the ghost. The money gave me Delaware and a cousin. Now I need a hand that opens the wrong file at the wrong time. So I draft the Canary. A folder named Q4 Recon, because that's the label Sarah said like a joke. Inside, a hot ledger. Numbers that look like the whole, formatted just the way I do it, but seeded with a silent watermark beacon. Canary Tokens, spun fresh, tied to my server. The second they touch it, I get a ping with IP and device info. It's quiet. It's clean. It's the kind of proof even a boardroom can't blink away. I sit back, rub my eyes, and listen to the office AC. 4 million is a big number. Sometimes the ghost gives itself away with a bad hop and a nail tap in the dark. Planting bait. The Canary folder. Picture this. Empty office. AC hiss. My screen a pale moon. I open a clean VM and build the folder like I'm loading a spring. Q4 Recon. Same label Sarah said. I set the icon color a shade too bright, just enough to itch at a thief's eye. Inside, I draft a ledger that mirrors the whole, line by line, vendor by vendor, so it smells right. Totals add up to 4 million on the nose. It looks hot. It is. In the quiet, I catch myself tapping the desk. Tap, tap, and pull my hand back like it's not mine. Now the tripwire. I spin up Canary Tokens. Simple, nasty, quiet. A PDF token for the ledger, a doc token for a fake memo, and a web bug tucked into a hidden cell. I tag each with a note only I'd understand, like nicknames. When they open or move anything, my server gets a ping with timestamp, IP, user agent, even the host name sometimes. Silent watermark beacons riding along, no pop-ups, no flags, just proof. I write the memo like I always write, short and clipped, so if Mark reads it, he hears my voice. Recon notes, Q4 variants, flag shells pending counsel. I paste in a bogus meeting link that points to a token URL. If they're greedy, They'll click. If they're careful, they'll still open the file. Either way, I get a bite mark. I print 1-inch hot ledger, just one, and I make it loud on purpose. The left margin is crooked, staple a hair too far up. That kind of awkward catches eyes. I breathe through the hurt and slide it into a blue folder, because that's what they expect. Blue means mine in our office. I hate that I taught them that. Before I plant it, I set the stage. I open the finance share permissions and make Q4 Recon look like I dropped it there drunk. Owner? Me. Last edited? Me. I even add a comment a week back in the file history so it feels lived in. The tokens don't care. They sit quiet, waiting. I feel that stupid nail tap in my head. A rhythm. Tap, tap. I swallow it down and open my admin notebook. Chain of custody entry for the bait, because if this ends up in front of a suit, I need dates, hashes, places. I log the token IDs and the callback endpoint. I test one with my burner, get the ping, write the time. Works. The emotional part leaks in when I hold the blue folder. This used to be our color for weekend trips, mailbox keys, the extra car title. Now, it's a snare. I stare at it and think about Sarah's candle baths and the way she used to say proud of you. So soft, I believed it. I shut that down. This isn't about pain. It's about not going to jail. I walk to the server room because the conference room camera faces the hall, and I don't need a cameo on their highlight reel. I cut through the back and slide the folder onto the second shelf in my office, under the lip, left side, just like Mark said. I leave it 1/2 inch forward, mouth open. Swallow the bile. Lock the door behind me. Show the camera. Single take. I breathe. Back at my desk, I add a breadcrumb for the courier. I draft a calendar event titled Q4 Recon Print Courier Pickup at 1 a.m. Invite only myself and set the location to our lobby. I know Sarah has my calendar mirrored on her phone. That's on me from a lifetime ago when I thought syncing meant trust. Now it means bait they can't resist. Then I wait. Waiting is a sport. I watch the token dashboard like it's a storm tracker. Nothing for an hour. My eyes burn. I sip cold coffee and read Nina's latest note. Delaware file numbers confirmed, cousin link getting warmer. She adds, "Don't get cute tonight." I type back, "Too late for cute." Around midnight, I set my phone face down and stretch my back. My admin creds blip. Someone tries to log me out of the finance share, fails, and then stops. I flag it. I reset my hardware token just in case and stare at the light ring on the assistant across the room. It stays dark. Good. We're done talking, me and that thing. 1:06 a.m., the first ping hits. Canary token alert. PDF opened. Source IP hotel subnet 2 blocks from the Gala venue. User agent, mobile PDF viewer on iOS. Hostname, blank, but the public IP tags to a chain Sarah likes. My stomach flips. 30 seconds later, the second ping. The doc token got opened on a Windows laptop. Hostname contains Mark in it, like a forehead stamp. They're together, or they're passing files like candy. I take screenshots of the alerts, export the logs, hash the exports. I say the times out loud and write them. I can feel my heart heaving in my chest, but my hands are steady now. This is the part one know. Lay traps, read signals, close doors. For the final beat, I check the webbug URL. Someone tried to load it and blocked images. That's fine. The request still hit my server. It spits the device IP, the user agent, the referrer path. It's a share link in our cloud, one only I could have made. Except I didn't. So yeah, creds cloned or session jacked. Either way, tie wraps just clipped. I sit back and let the room go quiet. Hurt and anger keep wrestling in my chest, but calm wins. For now, I write one more line in the notebook. They bit. The kitchen confession tapes and start planning who to bring into the server how the house kept tipping the table. After the 1:06 a.m. pings, I don't sleep. I sit at the island with the assistant dashboard open, headphones on, palms flat on the wood. I flip to review later, and there it is. A second 2 a.m. clip flagged the same way. Unreviewed audio snippets. The ring never blinked this time, but the cloud logged it anyway. I click download, lock the checksum, and press play. The fridge hum is louder in this one. The mic caught a drawer roll and the soft click of the wine opener arms. There's that nail tap again. Tap, tap, like she's knocking on my skull and counting me down. Mark's voice comes in first. Low. We swap his USB right before the Gala check-in, he says. when he's distracted with AV. He's talking about me like I'm furniture. He lists the plan in bullet points. Swap the drive in my blue folder. Courier takes the decoy to the lobby desk. Label says Q4 Recon. If he checks, we play dumb and call it a misprint. Sarah cuts in with her whisper laugh. She says the courier's name out loud, the one I heard earlier, then reads a time off her phone. 12:45 pickup, lobby, side door, she says. She adds, he never notices the side door. That's true. I use the main one like a fool. She taps the counter again. Tap, tap. Don't forget the decoy envelope label font, she says. He uses Source Sans, bold, 11. Even my fonts are a joke now. The mic picks up glass over stone. She says, my mom says winners don't get stuck cleaning losers' messes. That line works under my ribs like a splinter. Mark chuckles and says, after tonight, he's the mess. 4 million will read like his bedtime snack. He's proud. He thinks the math is art. I pause and jot time codes. 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 8 seconds. Courier. 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 32 seconds. Pickup time. 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 51 seconds. Label font. 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 10 seconds. My name wrapped in the word loser. I export the raw clip with the provider's original hash. I write the SHA-256 next to the first one. Same device ID, same session token. Chain, chain, chain. I zoom in on the waveform and catch a weird clatter. Not kitchen. Metal on wood. The sound you get setting a keyring down. I rewind and listen again. She says, slide it in the blue, then we go. He answers, what about the ledger print? She says, leave it crooked. He's messy when he's stressed. Tap, tap. That's my tell. They're betting against my own micro habits. And yeah, I did leave it crooked on purpose, but hearing them say it out loud makes me feel like I'm watching strangers use my face. I hash the export twice, then fire off a quiet text to Nina. Second clip. Courier name confirmed, times on tape. She responds with one word. Keep. I open a new chain of custody entry. Source. Provider cloud. Metadata device. Timestamp. IP. Notes. Ambient fridge hum. Corkscrew click. Nail tap rhythm consistent with prior. I'm not trying to be poetic. I'm trying to survive. I push back from the island and stare at the hallway, at the dim line of light under the bedroom door. For a second, I picture opening it and just saying their names like I'm pulling a fire alarm. Then I hear Mark on the clip again, bragging about the AV schedule. He mentions the MC's beat count, 3 slides before our big reveal. He says, we'll ride his timing. He'll be so proud. The fact he knows my cues means he's been in my rehearsal notes. My admin notebook isn't safe. My calendar isn't safe. Nothing is. So I make it boringly official. I open the provider's export tool and request the raw audio blob plus the server-side access log that shows who hit the clip and when. While it grinds, I create a readme.txt in my evidence vault and type out the steps I took with exact times. I photograph the index cards with the hashes and print the photos too. Paper for the people who don't trust screens. The download finishes. I verify the hash against what the provider reports. Match. I drop it in a write once bucket and lock the perms to my hardware token only. Then I draft a short memo to myself like I'm someone else reading it in 6 months. Audio captures show explicit planning to swap storage media, specify courier, time, and decoy label. Background noise anchors location to kitchen. Identifiable verbal tics present. In one line I hate typing. Subject, spouse. I sit there a long minute. The house has that middle of the night breath where it feels like it's listening back. I line the clips up side by side and play the stretch where she jokes about my mom. My mom who sends me orange heart emojis and asks if I'm eating. Sarah says winners, and I hear myself say out loud, real quiet, not this time. Last thing. I write down the courier's name and the time in fat ink, then snap a photo and save it twice. I pull a folder tab and label it Galatapace in block letters. I hate the name. I need the name. I shut the laptop, slide the headphones off, and stand. Time to get outside help without lighting the room on fire. I tuck the index cards into my wallet, lock the vault, and kill the kitchen light. The fridge hum keeps going. Tap, tap. Not tonight, I whisper back. The quiet ally, compliance Nina. So I text Nina one word, coffee? She replies with a skull and a thumb. which in Nina speak means bring receipts. I meet her in the tiny glass room nobody books because the HVAC sounds like a jet. She drops a legal pad, looks at my face once, and says, "Okay, what did they do?" I don't waste time. I slide her the index cards with hashes, the printouts from the assistant console, the token pings from 1:06 a.m. I keep it simple. Audio clips flagged as unreviewed, kitchen background, courier named, pickup time, decoy label. And the money, 3 Delaware shells, invoices saved under my user, spoofed Mac with TTLs that smell like one-hop cosplay. She doesn't blink. She just says, "We start wide, then close." She opens her laptop, no stickers, boring gray, and goes straight to the Secretary of State portals. She's fast. File numbers, registered agents, formation dates. She reads them out loud so they land. "This one's 8 months old," she says. "This one spun up the week after your Series A." She fires a request to a business background service for EIN cross-checks and UCC liens. I watch the way she types. Blunt, no backspace. She hates bullies. That's her whole brand. We crosswalk payroll and vendor payments. She asks for read-only access, and I hand her my board packet stub instead, because I'm not getting locked for sharing too much. She nods, approves. We pull the payees and map them against the shells. 2 hits bounce in Delaware with the same mail drop. The third lists a P.O. box in Jersey, but the agent's phone shows up on a landscaping permit in Ohio. She grins, small, like a shark. Sloppy people love patterns. My finger starts a tiny rhythm on the table. Tap, tap, until she covers my hand with a look that says, "Breathe." I show her the network captures. She tilts the screen and says, "Say it." "Spoofed Mac," I tell her. TTLs that are off by a mile. Packets arriving with 1 hop left like the senders sitting on the switch. She scribbles, "TTL mismatch, ARP dup entries, confirm IP." Then she circles confirm twice and says, "Camera?" I nod. We can pull badge swipes and camera stills for that window. She's already writing the request language. Preserve footage, legal hold, no alert to facilities. We talk the kitchen tapes. She leans in, brow low. She asks if the provider's export shows device ID, server-side hash, and access history. I say yes. She writes chain steps down my way, then adds 2 more. Notarize the hash doc and store a copy off-site with counsel. She's building a runway so nobody can say I cooked this. Her phone buzzes. The background tool spits back crumbs. One shell's EIN links to a tax preparer who files 10 companies a week. Nothing there. Another has a UCC filing 2 years back tied to a cousin of Mark's. Not direct, but it's smoke. She pulls the cousin on open corporates, then cross-references a Delaware file number. She turns the screen. It's thin, but it lines. We both feel the room tilt. She asks me the moral question straight. Cops now, or build the net? I taste metal. If I run to cops, Sarah cries, I'm in cuffs while they bleach laptops. If I wait, I could eat a felony if anything slips. I tell her I'm scared of both. She says, good. Fear means we do this by the book. We set rules. No touching their devices. No cowboy moves. We collect enough to close every exit at once. She drafts a list. Bank subpoena templates ready, internal legal looped but siloed. Board counsel on standby for an emergency session. She wants the AV moment to be a trigger, not a finale. We set the Gala as the trap. She lays out the play. I keep mirroring Smart Assistant logs, request provider attestations, and preserve all hashes. She'll pull payroll variance reports and vendor histories, then do Secretary of State and EIN confirmations with screenshots and file numbers. She'll prep a memo linking the Delaware shells to dates and internal approvals marked pushed. She adds a line, no assumptions. Every leap gets 2 stones. I tell her about the Canary folder. Her smile actually shows teeth. Good, she says. Silent beacons. We'll use the token logs to tie devices and IPs to actions. Then she adds, don't open their bait. Don't touch their USB. I slide the evidence bag across. It sits between us like a grenade. She writes the bag number on her pad and says, chain. We both initial. Before I leave, she looks at me and says, you're going to want to blow this up early. Don't. We make it boring. Boring gets convictions. I nod, throat tight. She taps her pen and says, one more thing. Pick a date to serve papers. If you want clean lines, Do it when the lights are on. I walk out lighter and heavier at the same time. Lighter because I'm not alone. Heavier because now it's a clock with real chimes. We've got a week. The gala isn't the end. It's the switch. Hardening the board. Legal and money moves. So the next morning, I stop pretending this is just tech and dirt. I open a new checklist called Survive. Top line, lock money. I call my trust attorney and say the words we joked about once. Irrevocable spendthrift trust. He stops joking. We move liquid assets into it fast, with me not as trustee, in strict spendthrift language so creditors and, yeah, the soon-to-be ex can't reach it. It feels cold. It also feels like oxygen. I freeze personal lines. I forgot I still had open. I lock my credit with all 3 bureaus, set fraud alerts, and yank autofill from my phone because I don't trust anything that guesses. I change my bank app passwords to phrases that live nowhere but my mouth. I pull 2 cashier's checks for taxes and payroll float and store them in the safe because chaos loves Fridays. Then I call a family lawyer I never thought I'd need. I say her name like gravel. She asks 2 questions, both plain. Are you in danger, and can you prove it? I say I'm not in physical danger, and yes, I'm building a case. She says, good, we'll pre-file. She drafts a divorce packet with exhibits, placeholders, and protective orders queued, emergency custody of the house, and a request to freeze community funds pending investigation. She tells me to breathe and not serve yet. Service is a lever. We pull it when the lights are on. Now the board. I open a clean binder and build the packet like it's a product. Timeline on page 1, no adjectives. 2:13 a.m. assistant wake, flagged unreviewed audio snippets. Hashes listed. 1:06 a.m. Canary token pings, IPs, user agents, host names. Spoofed MAC with TTL mismatches, ARP duplicates, conference room IP. Vendor shells with Delaware file numbers and EIN crumbs. Nina traced. Every claim points to a doc with a hash. I add a 1-page explainer on TTL so the non-nerds don't glaze over. Bullets, not paragraphs. We keep it boring. I loop board counsel, the one who speaks in footnotes. I don't email the whole packet. I send a cover note with 3 proofs and say, in person only, legal hold requested. He replies in 8 minutes. Conference room, 2 hours, bring originals. I print the hashes on paper, grab the evidence bag with the fake USB and the index cards. My hands feel steady because process is a rope you hold when the floor moves. In the room, I run them through it like a drill. No drama. Kitchen audio exists, provider attests, chain is clean. Canary tokens fired. IPs tied to hotel near the gala. Host names implicate Mark's laptop. Network shows spoofed MAC and bad TTLs. Packets die in 1 hop. Conference room access logged. Vendor shells traced. Secretary of State screenshots with file numbers. 1 links to Mark's cousin through a UCC filing. Counsel keeps nodding like a metronome. At the end, he says, we proceed on 2 tracks, internal controls and external preservation. He drafts resolutions on the spot. Emergency authority to restrict admin access pending review. Mandate for IT to rotate keys and require hardware tokens for privileged actions. Legal hold on all communications from Sarah and Mark. Approval to engage outside forensics to validate my work. He adds a sealed appendix listing the evidence hashes and where copies sit. He tells me to initial each page. I do. My initials look like someone else's. We break for 10 minutes. I make a sandwich in the break room with hands that finally shake now that I'm not talking. Bread, turkey, mustard, too much salt. Someone jokes about my sad lunch, then sees my face and sits down without a word. I eat half and toss the rest. My stomach's not in the mood. Back at my desk, my phone lights up. Sarah texts, random office check today? Smile emoji. I stare at it, feel my jaw click, and text back. Swamped with audits, tomorrow's better. Then I move the goalposts. I spin up a maintenance notice on the finance share. Scheduled file system verification, temporary read only. It's true. Also, it stalls them. They don't wait. 10 minutes later, my admin session blips. My creds get locked out for 30 seconds, then pop back. Someone tried to clip my wings and hit the wall. I log the event, rotate the token keys, and add a second factor to the AV system only I hold. If they want to play on my stage, they're renting it from me. Last move of the day, I rewire the Gala AV. Not wires, exactly. Permissions. I load my override key into the switcher and map a silent audio channel that feeds from a hidden input. I test it with a tiny clip. Fridge hum, then silence. It routes clean, no pop in the mains. I set a hotkey that looks like a lighting cue, not audio. If Mark lunges at the laptop later, he'll be swatting at the wrong thing. I labeled a hotkey in my notes with a dumb name so nobody asks. Banana. It makes me smile, which is new. On my way out, I drop the board packet, sealed, in counsel's locked drawer. He pats it once and says, "Breathe." I nod and almost say I forgot how. Then I don't. Outside, the sky looks fake. I drive home slow, every light yellow. The house sits there quiet, ring dark. I lock the door and lean on it, just feeling wood. Money, law, and switches are set. Now I wait for the stage. The office sweep, finding the plant. Picture this. Saturday dawn, empty lot, my badge beeps, and the building breathes that weird weekend air. I hold my phone up and start recording before the door even clicks. One take, no cuts. Time, date, me saying it like a robot, so nobody can claim gaps later. I pan to the jam, tamper seals intact, and keep talking quiet because my voice shaking on camera later is still better than silence. The office smells like dust and hand gel. I keep the lens wide, cross the carpet slow, and show the locks on my file cabinet, the server closet door light, the sticky note I left crooked on purpose. I set the phone on the desk, screen out, and angle it so the shelf is in frame. I narrate, opening shelf now, left side, second level, underlip. My fingers go in like I'm touching a live wire. There it is. Same label tape, same font, same color. But the scuff on the cap? Wrong side. My real spares all wear their scars like badges. I know them. This cap is clean where mine aren't, and scraped where mine are smooth. I feel my pulse in my gums. I don't plug it in. I don't even breathe on it. I slide it into an evidence bag I marked last night, seal it on camera, and read the bag number slow. My throat catches on the 4. I leave the blue folder where it is. I want them confident. I swing the phone back up and keep rolling. Chain of custody, right? I narrate moving the bag to my backpack front pocket. Zipper sound crisp. Then I open my desk drawer for a decoy. My dummy drive, loaded with nothing but a bootable image and a photo of a banana because I needed to laugh at least once this week. Same label tape, same font, but I add a tiny dot on the spine only I'll notice later. I slide that into the slot where theirs sat. I let it stick out just a hair so a thief's hand won't fish around and get bored. Door clicks behind me. I don't jump, but my skin does. Mark's voice floats in like an elevator ding. "Early bird," he says. I turn with the phone still recording and give him the bland smile I save for donor dinners. "Couldn't sleep," I say. "Audits?" He looks past me like he owns the air. He asks if I'm ready for Gala week. I say, "Ask me after the lights go off." He laughs like we're in on a joke. I pivot so the shelf slips off his sightline and ask about his slide copy. He does that fake sigh. "Still tuning," he says. "You know me. Small talk can burn seconds like brush fire." He edges closer, casual, hand in pocket, eyes drifting just enough to make my stomach try a backflip. I hold my ground, point at my monitor, and drone about the finance share maintenance. He nods, says he saw the notice, hopes it's done by Monday because he needs to pull Q4 something. He squints, pretending to search his head. I say, "Q4? Recon?" and keep my voice flat. He snaps his fingers. "Yeah, that. You're a machine, man. I hate that word." I check the clock in my head. Don't spook him. I tilt my phone down like I'm ending the recording, but I keep it going in my palm. He leans on my desk, staring at my hands. He asks about the board. Light, tossed off. I shrug. They like charts. He taps the desk twice and peels off with a grin that misses his eyes. When the door shuts, I let my jaw unclench. I kill the camera and restart it for a second pass. I narrate what just happened, mark the time, and point at the spot his sleeve brushed. I take a still of the shelf and the blue folder placement. Then I bag a single staple I planted last night as a dust tell. If it's gone later, somebody touched that edge. It's petty. It's also proof. Back to work. I crack the evidence bag open only enough to read the drive's model number through plastic, then seal it again. It's the brand I buy, yeah, but the firmware rev sticker is newer than mine, and the font spacing is a hair off. Whoever assembled this thought I wouldn't eye fonts. They forgot who labels everything he owns. I drop to the floor, pull the kick panel under my desk, and fish out the tiny camera I stuck there last month after the cleaning crew changed. Battery's half. I swap it quick with a fresh one and angle it so it sees hands at the shelf, but not faces. I don't want an HR war. I want fingers and timestamps. I set motion zones, test with my own hand, and log the time. The app chirps once, shuts up. On the way out, I seed one breadcrumb. I email the front desk. Courier pickup tag reprint for Q4 recon, lobby side door, label font, source sans 11, sorry for the repeat. It's bait inside bait. If Sarah or Mark checks the desk software, and I'm betting on their nosy nature, they'll see the tag cue. It keeps their plan glued to the decoy lane and leaves my real move clean. Before I leave, I stand in the doorway and look at the room like it's a crime scene from TV. Except it's my pens, my chair dent, my blue folder breathing at the shelf lip. I feel that ugly mix, rage and grief, rise, and I press it down with routine. I step back in, tap the shelf twice, whisper, stay, and lock up. Elevator down. I thumb the evidence bag and say the bag number to myself like a mantra. In the lobby, the guard nods and tries a joke about weekend warriors. I smile because my face knows how. Outside, the day is honest bright. I walk to my car and breathe like I learned how again. The drive rides shotgun, quiet as a brick. The stage is set. Escalation. Now I push the next piece button early and wait for them Monday, 8:12 a.m. I'm halfway through an email to council when the subject line hits like a brick. Urgent audit. Bring ledgers to Gala or else. It's from Finance Ops at or Company, but the DKIM is wrong by a hair and the reply to points to a burner. I read it twice anyway. Tone smug. Deadlines tonight. Or else. Cute. I forward it to Nina with 3 words. They're moving early. She replies with a single skull and preserve headers. I save the raw, .ml, hash it, and drop it in the vault. I'm breathing shallow now because this wasn't supposed to pop until Thursday. Early means sloppy, but it also means they're scared of something. Maybe the canary pings. Maybe the maintenance notice. Maybe my face looked different and I didn't notice. Token dashboard is quiet, then lights yellow. A new ping rolls in at 9:03 a.m. Not the office. A hotel IP again. Different chain, same block near the venue. PDF open, Q4 recon. User agent says iOS mail preview. I take a screenshot, export the JSON, hash it. 30 seconds later, a DOC token fires from a Windows laptop that screams Mark and the host name again. They didn't even rename it. I can almost hear him breathing through the Wi-Fi. I text the front desk. Ignore any courier pickups today unless I show up in person. The manager sends me a thumbs up and a confused face. I don't explain. I don't have time. My admin panel flashes red. My finance share session just got kicked for 30 seconds, then relogged under my account from an internal IP that sits 1 floor down. I feel the floor lean. I pull the ARP table and see my Mac claim jump for a heartbeat, then snap back. Somebody's jamming their ghost into my skin and losing grip. Sarah pings me a sugar-sweet text. Big week! Want me to swing by your office later? I stare at the bubbles and taste metal. I write back. Buried. Let's sink it home. Period. She drops a heart and a champagne emoji. My hand shakes so hard I hit send twice. I delete the extra like an idiot, then sit on my palms. Nina calls. Her voice is flat, fast. She says, "We're greenlit on a legal hold for facility footage. Council signed it." She's pulling badge logs for last night and the conference room camera where those TTL ghosts danced. She tells me to print 2 more copies of the board packet and bring 1 sealed tonight. And then, gentle, she says, "Don't improvise." I say, "I never improvise." She laughs once because we both know that's a lie. I spend 10 minutes laying sand. I rotate my hardware token seeds. I clone my AV show file, strip my name off the metadata, and save a clean copy to a thumb drive in my sock. I set the Gala laptop's admin account to a long phrase you have to sing to remember. I write it on a card, snap a picture, then shred the card. I move backup audio clips to the hidden input mapped on the switcher. Banana Hotkey gets a friend named Carrot, just in case. At 11:22, another canary ping snaps. This one's spicy. A web bug fires from a corporate guest Wi-Fi at the venue. Referrer shows our cloud share path, the one only I could have made. It means session tokens got jacked or cloned. The request still delivers me a user agent string that matches Sarah's laptop build. My chest goes hot, then cold. I forward the alert to Nina with the subject, Guest Wi-Fi Sarah Wua, and she replies, Printed. The urge to run to the cops surges up my spine. I can walk 2 blocks, hand them the bag with the fake USB, and let the whole mess fall in public right now. Then I hear Nina again. Boring gets convictions, and I sit back down. The clock keeps throwing elbows. Early attack means early defense. So I call our outside AV vendor and ask for a signal integrity test tonight at load in. It's nothing. It's also my alibi for standing behind the booth when they expect me on mic. Right after lunch, my phone buzzes with a calendar update I didn't make. Ledger review with donor team, 5:30 p.m., green room. That's Mark scheduling my time like he owns my pulse. I delete it, then undelete it because I need the time boxed on my face too. I screen cap the change trace with his name on it. He's not careful when he thinks he's winning. At 2:06 p.m., my admin creds lock out for a full minute this time, then roll back in on my machine like nothing happened. I pull the auth logs, and there it is. Failed, attempt from an IP labeled confirmed to again, then success on my own host, 5 seconds later. Somebody tested a door, missed, then brushed mine on the way down the hall. I spin a quick alert to IT under counsel's cover. Anomalous authentications. Preserve logs, no user notifications. They reply, on hold, which means it's captured. 3:30, Nina slips into my doorway. She doesn't sit. She drops a 1-page update. Delaware shells, file numbers, agent names, formation dates, stapled to a screenshot of a UCC filing tying to Mark's cousin. She taps the corner. She says, "This is enough to freeze, not enough to jail. We need your kitchen choir to sing in front of the lights." I nod. My mouth is dry. She adds, "Cops are in plain clothes tonight. Don't look for them. If you fall, fall slow." I pack for war. Laptop with the show file, thumb with the override, the evidence-bagged USB, the index cards with hashes, a sealed envelope with board packet V2, and a spare shirt because sweat looks guilty on camera. I text my mom a dumb photo of my tie, and she sends back 3 orange hearts and proud. My eyes sting, which is not part of the plan. At 4:41, one more Canary hits. DOC token open from the venue's backstage Wi-Fi. User agent, Windows, same hostname pattern. They're already in the building, touching my bait, grinning at each other. Good. Come close. I lock my door, touch the blue folder in my office once, stay, and head for the elevator. In the lobby, the guard nods slow, like he knows something he doesn't. Outside, the air tastes like coins. I climb into the car, set the evidence bag on the seat, and say the bag number under my breath. Then I drive to the Gala with cops I won't see already waiting in the wings, and an override key named Banana burning a hole in my pocket. The Gala maze. Picture this. Ballet lights smear across chrome, and the venue throws LEDs at the sky like it's begging to be seen. I slide out of the car with the evidence bag under my jacket and the override thumb in my pocket, and my chest is playing double time. Inside, the air smells like champagne and battery packs. Soft jazz oozes through a cheap PA while donors wear their good teeth. Everyone's hugging with one eye on the cameras. Mark is already working the donors like a cruise director. He's got that loud laugh that tells people he's safe. He's touching elbows, steering bodies, leaving little wake lines through sequins. Sarah's 5 steps behind, kissing cheeks, straightening place cards she didn't set. Her dress, she looks past me 3 times without landing. When her eyes do hit mine, I feel nothing, which scares me more than hate. I ghost the floor. Head down, crew badge up, laptop bag tight against my side. The AV booth sits at the back like a pulpit nobody prays to. I climb the little ladder and nod at the house tech. He's got gaffer-taped glasses and a trust me grin. I don't. I plug in, mount the show file, and slide the thumb in like I'm feeding a coin to fate. Banana hotkey winks in the corner. Carrot too. I route the hidden audio channel, dry run a 5-second tone, then mute it dead. The meters flicker just so. It's clean. The room keeps filling. Stage wash comes up, blue and forgiving. The donor bar runs like a creek. I see 3 board members in a huddle, faces already stiff. My name is on 6 lips I don't want to read. Across the room, Sarah's mom stands with her shoulders back like she's graduating again. She gives me a small nod that feels like a folded flag. It says, "We're done here." It says, "You lost." I stare at the ground until the floor stops tilting. I check my watches. Yeah, plural. One for time, one for pings. The token dashboard on my phone throws me a quick yellow, then settles. Backstage, the green room door cracks, and I spot Mark's laptop bag. Same scuffed corner, same swagger. He's in his lane. He thinks he's carrying the bomb. I'm carrying the fuse. 5 minutes to show, I slip behind a black drape and breathe. My father's house flashes in my head, brick and winter light. The day he handed me a box of cables and said, "Fix it if you can." This company wears his stubborn. My name sits on paper he never saw. That kind of weight pulls hard. I put it in my shoes so I don't float off. The MC finds me because that's his job. Perfect hair, cue cards, a tone like maple syrup. He taps his watch and says, 3 slides, then you, hero. I smile like a wall plug. He claps my shoulder and moves on. I text Nina one word, place. She replies, wings. Then a second message, plain clothes and blue ties, stage left. Don't look. I look anyway, fast. 2 guys with the posture of people who lift with their back. They blink slow. Good. From the booth, I scan the floor. Donors lean into round tables that cost more than my first car. The contract manager from the client is 3 rows back, chin high, eye sharp. He's who I need to keep. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smile. He clocks exits without moving his head. My stomach remembers bathrooms. Sarah drifts under the stage lights to check her hair in a chrome speaker just because it reflects. Her bracelet flashes Morse. I can't read. She looks happy in the way people look when they think the math is done. Mark slides beside her, murmurs in her ear, and they both grin with their jaws tight. Their bodies say, easy, easy. My hand's steady on the console, and that steadies the rest. She lifts her hand once and taps the podium lip. Tap, tap, like she's already scoring her win. It buzzes under my skin. I run a last check. Hidden input is hot. Banana calls the kitchen choir. Carrot cuts to the packet captures. Slides sit, staged. Our fake win on deck. Their trophy. I hear my breathing in the headphones and pull one ear off so I can hear the room too. Phones rise for nothing and then drop. Everyone's got the itch. The MC hits the stage. Lights bump. Jazz fades to a thread. He does the sponsor shout-outs like he's reading nursery rhymes to a cat. Laughter that isn't laughter trickles up. He pivots to us and throws our logo on the wall in clean white. The room claps, because rooms clap. Mark and Sarah lock hands like a prom photo and angle toward the stairs. I step back from the booth rail, tuck the override thumb deeper, and feel the hotkey under my fingers like a pulse. Personal stakes? My name. My father's house. The patents I starved weekends for. The friends I'm about to lose. The contract that feeds strangers and my team's kids. If this goes off wrong, I don't get a later. Sarah's mom lifts her chin. The client leans forward. The MC gestures wide and says our name's like a toast. I roll my shoulders, crack my thumb once, and watch the first slide bloom on screen. Beat 1, beat 2, beat 3. My heart is a drum, and my hand is a knife over banana. As the door closed behind her on the stairs, I pressed nothing and let the beat run 1 second more, because timing is a blade, and I wanted them to feel its edge. The bomb drop. Audio, video, proof. Beat 1 clicks, beat 2 rolls, and on beat 3, I cut the artery. Banana. The slides freeze mid-swoosh. The room blinks, and then the kitchen breathes through the PA. Fridge hum, glass clink. That tiny nail tap like a metronome from hell. Her voice lands first. Quiet. He's asleep. Then Mark, low and careful. Phones rise like a field of periscopes. Jazz dies in a choke. I don't talk. I let them talk. He's smart in code, dumb in life, she says. And the crowd exhales one long, ugly sound. Someone at the back laughs once, then kills it with their hand. On the screen, my slide deck snaps smaller and a black console window blooms to the right. Timestamps crisp. 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 7 seconds. 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 22 seconds. 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 40 seconds. Under each, the provider's device ID, the audio hash, the cloud-side session token. I layer in the phrase unreviewed audio snippets, white on black, No italics, just a stamp. I hit caret. Packet capture overlay slides in left. TTL column, bright yellow. I highlight 3 rows. My workstation sending vendor PDFs at 1:14 a.m. TTLs dying in one hop like they were born on the switch. I draw a red box and write, in big dumb letters, shouldn't happen. The conference room IP pings under it. The room isn't breathing right. Courier? Mark says in the speakers, and Sarah answers with the name and the time. I roll their words under a simple map. Our lobby, the side door they love, the route to the green room. No voiceover. I'm done telling. I'm showing. A corner video and video pops. The assistant's admin console screen recording. My cursor hovering the 2:13 a.m. entry, that exact platform phrasing. Her nail taps again, and I see 3 people flinch like it hit their own counters. Stage left, 2 blue ties shift their feet. Mark's face starts to collapse from the edges inward. His cheeks forget their job. Sarah's eyes cut at me, then at the booth, then down, like she lost the floor. The MC takes one polite step back and turns to stone. I roll the canary. Q4 recon folder thumbnail appears. Then a clean list of token alerts, 1:06 and 12 seconds AM. PDF opened, hotel subnet, iOS mobile viewer, 1:06 and 44 seconds AM. DOC opened, hostname Mark laptop, 11:22 AM, web bug loaded, venue guest Wi-Fi, user agent matching Sarah's build. Each alert carries a silent watermark icon in the corner. I zoom one, show the IP, show the user agent, show the referrer path. The audience doesn't know what a referrer is. They know what receipts look like. Label says Q4 Recon. He uses source sans, bold, 11. Her voice hits, and I toss up a photo of the lobby tag request I seeded. Source sans, bold, 11. I don't look at her. I look at the board table. I can feel them counting to quorum. I swing the view to the forged PDFs. 2 pages side by side. Signatures glowing under a false color filter that shows identical pixel noise. I circle the clone pattern. I flip open the NAS log snippet where my users saved them at 1:14 a.m. and drop the ARP table below it. Duplicate MAC entries elbowing each other in the same minute. I draw a line from the TTLs to the conference room camera timestamp. Then I cut to a still. Door crack, a shadow on the carpet, a wristwatch face glinting. No faces, just hands and time. Phones are everywhere now, but they're quiet. People hold their breath when they record crimes. I add the Delaware slide like a brick. 3 shells, file numbers, registered agents, formation dates. One box gets a thin line to a UCC filing, cousin's name gray and legible. No fireworks, just arrows. I bring the kitchen back for the last cut. After tonight, he's the mess, Mark says in the ceiling, and the room moves like a single animal trying not to. Show teeth. I let the silence sit, heavy. Then I roll one more overlay, a notarized hash sheet, stamped and signed, listing the audio exports and where they sleep. Chain of custody is boring. Boring reads like truth from a stage. Stage wings shift. Blue ties step closer. I don't look. I punch a final punch in on the assistant console export, my cursor hovering the phrase unreviewed audio snippets, like a receipt stapled to a heart. My hands are steady. I've been shaking for a week, so I can be still now. Mark snaps first. He lunges at the laptop on the podium like a cat going for a laser. I'm not there. I'm in the booth, one hand behind the rail, the other on nothing. He yanks a cable that doesn't matter, and the big screen blinks once, then holds. He looks up, wild, and his face melts the rest of the way. I step back and smile, small and tired. Not gloating, just done. Sarah doesn't move. Her mouth opens, then doesn't find a word. Her mom's chin drops a half inch like someone cut a string. The client in row 3 leans even farther forward, elbows on knees, eyes flat like a judge. I let the fridge hum play 2 more seconds, then kill it. The room stays paused, like the air forgot how to fall. Blue ties plant at the wings. Board counsel stands without standing. I clear my throat, not into a mic, just to feel my own sound in my chest. Retribution in motion. The proof is walking on its own. The silence finally breaks when the MC swallows and says we're taking a brief pause, like he's soothing a dog. I don't pause anything. I nod to the house tech and flick the room lights up 1 notch. That's the cue. Two people in suits who don't look like donors move fast, stage right and left. Process servers, plain manila in their hands, posture that says this is not their first rodeo. They hit Sarah first because she's closest. Sarah Keller? The woman asks, even though everyone knows her name. Sarah's mouth opens. The envelope lands in her palm like a hot plate. You've been served. It's not loud, but it might as well be a cannon. Mark turns like a compass needle and gets his copy a heartbeat later. Mark Ellison, the guy says. No smile. Papers hit chest, slide into his hand because he can't let anything drop. Board counsel stands, smooth, and the mic finds him like water finds downhill. He says, in that dry, calm tone, we're convening an emergency board action. Access revoked pending investigation. Effective immediately. He reads a motion number that means something in our bylaws and nothing to the room. Then adds, please surrender company devices to security. He doesn't look at me. He doesn't need to. I throw one more slide up. Not video, just text. Bank confirmation. Trust secured. Operating accounts frozen pending review. Disbursements by dual control only. It's a screenshot with the parts that matter boxed in red. The bank officer's name sits in the corner like a hall monitor. My jaw relaxes a click. Money can run faster than people. Tonight it walks with a chaperone. Mark tries to recover tone. He steps toward the podium like he can charm gravity. This is a misunderstanding, he says, palms out. Voice pitched for donors, not cops. It wobbles. He gestures at the screen, calls it context-free, like context explains the nail tapping in my kitchen. Phones keep recording. Someone coughs in the back like a laugh escaping sideways. Sarah turns to me finally, eyes wet in that way that used to own me. She doesn't cry. She whispers, please, and I hear the kitchen line again about winners. I look at the floor, then at the board table, then past her. I say nothing. Saying nothing is harder and cleaner than any speech I rehearsed on bad nights. Security arrives in black polos that magically match the tablecloths. They're polite with their hands. Devices, please? Mark stalls, asks for his lawyer, tries the oh come on grin. It bounces. He passes his laptop with 2 fingers like it smells. Sarah moves slower, pulls her phone out like it's a heart transplant. When the guard asks for her badge, she freezes a half breath, then slides it off the lanyard. The little magnet click sounds like a lock turning. I hand the forged USB to the detective who stepped out of the blue ties. He introduces himself with a first name and a card I don't read. Chain of custody tag clicks on. New number. Fresh ink. I say the old bag number under my breath like a goodbye and watch it change hands. He asks if any other media exists, and I point at the sealed envelope in my bag. He nods, says we'll inventory backstage. The client in row 3 raises his brows at me, just once, like a test. I meet it and give him the smallest nod I can. He leans back, folds his arms, and doesn't leave. Good. He's the contract. He's the lifeline that isn't personal. Board counsel calls for a vote with a show of hands. The table goes up near unanimous. 1 abstain because there's always one. He announces the result like weather, rain, not surprise. He hands copies of the resolution to security. IT is already pulling sessions. I can feel the switch logs spinning in the walls. The AV guy whispers, "You good?" I say, "Ask me tomorrow." He laughs like a cough. Moral math sneaks up on me while everyone's busy being loud. I watch Sarah's face fold in on itself, watch Mark's mouth keep moving with nothing to land on, and I ask myself if this had to be public. If there was a cleaner room to do this in. If I made a show because I wanted the cut to scar. The truth I don't like. Both things can be true. Public makes it stick. Public also hurts more than it has to. I let the thought float and not dock. Tonight is for facts. Sarah leans closer as security angles her toward the wings. Can we talk later? She breathes. I'm not sorry. Not why. Just later, like the calendar is still ours. I keep my eyes on the detective sealing the bag and shake my head once. It's not a no to her. It's a yes to the line I drew with a hash and a chain and a late-night hum. The MC fumbles a transition into a generic music bed. People murmur like a hive, trying to decide if it's angry. Board counsel steps to the mic again and thanks everyone for their patience, says we'll resume the program shortly with a message about resilience. The word makes my shoulder twitch. I picture duct tape on a broken pipe. I step back from the booth rail and roll my shoulders. Bananas sits dim now. Job done. Carrot too. Nina texts me one word, clean. Then 3 dots. Then detectives want copies of the token logs. On it, I reply, and start exporting with hands that remember passwords better than they remember rest. I take one last look at the stage I just turned into a courtroom. Process servers are gone. Security is walking technology into a side room. The blue ties fade back into guests with bad suit fits. And me? I stand there with empty hands and a chest that aches like I ran uphill. And I don't look back. Fallout, the morning after. Morning hits like a hangover I didn't drink. My phone is face down, buzzing its way across the nightstand like it wants to jump. I flip it, and the lock screen just stacks headlines. Gala gone nuclear. Startup standoff. Founder airs dirty laundry. There's a freeze frame of Sarah with the envelope midair, and another of Mark grabbing a cable that wasn't plugged into anything that mattered. In one clip on loop, you can hear it under the crowd. Tap, tap, like the room learned her rhythm. I stare until my eyes burn, then let the phone go dark. Kitchen is too clean. Coffee tastes like paper. I sit at the island where the assistant used to blink at me, and the ring is dead finally. The house hums in that careful way, like it's waiting for me to pick a lane. My inbox is ugly. Clients, press, randos with takes, old classmates I forgot existed sending, "You okay?" and a guy trying to sell me brand repair. I delete anything with emojis and star the 5 that actually matter. The client from row 3 sent 12 words. "We're still on if your controls hold. Send the memo." My chest loosens a click. Mom calls. Of course she does. She skips hello and goes straight to, "I knew something was off, baby." I let her talk. She asks if I'm eating, and I lie and say yes. She says, "Your father would have told you to keep receipts and be kind to people who don't deserve it yet." I tell her I'll try the first one. She laughs without joy and says, "I'm proud of you anyway." 3 orange hearts and a bread emoji hit right after we hang up. I don't know what the bread means. It helps. Nina is already moving. She texts me a PDF before I finish the mug. Delaware file numbers with stamps, the UCC link to Mark's cousin circled in neon, and a note, "Cousin called me. He's flipping to dodge charges. He'll hand over emails and a wire path." I send back a skull and a clap. She replies, "Don't get cocky," and a coffee. I breathe out, slow, and click my pen until the urge passes. The board council drops a calendar for noon. Emergency follow-up. He wants copies of the token exports, the assistant provider attestation, and a short deck that normal people can read without hating me. I open a new doc called Boring Recap and empty my brain onto it. No adjectives, just steps. Audio flagged unreviewed at 213. Hashes. Canary pings with IPs and host names. Spoofed Mac with TTLs that die in one hop. Conf room IP. Or dupes. Vendor shells, file numbers, dates. Chain. I hear Nina in my head. 2 stones per leap. I put stones everywhere. Detective leaves a voicemail that sounds like gravel in a cup. He says they impounded Mark's laptop and Sarah's phone, and he needs my list of device fingerprints for quick matches. He also asks for a copy of the AV show file I used, which makes me smile because Banana gets to be evidence now. I mail the USB clone, then type out the checksums like a grocery list and drop it in the vault. Chain never sleeps. I walk the house once because I don't trust stillness. The assistant sits there like a shiny egg. The night keeps playing in my head anyway. Nail tap, fridge, her joke about winners. I pull the app up, hover over factory reset, then pause. I draft a note to counsel asking if we need to hold the device as an artifact. He replies in 5 minutes. Yes, keep it, no power, Faraday pouch if you have it. I smile because of course I have one. I slide it in, seal the top, write the time. The ring goes from dead to buried. Doorbell pings and I jolt hard enough to slosh coffee. It's a courier with nothing dangerous, just a certified letter from the bank showing the trust confirmed and the operating account freeze in formal words. I sign, thumb the paper edges like a nervous tick, and tuck it into the binder that has my life in it now. I add a sticky. Show client, page 3. Sarah texts at 10:04. It's one line. Can we please talk today? My thumbs hover over every answer I shouldn't send. I type, counsel advises no contact. Communications through attorneys. I delete the please because I don't owe soft. She bubbles, stops, bubbles again, then sends nothing. I put the phone face down and count to 30 like a kid. The house is too quiet, but not in a bad way. It feels like the noise burned off and left air I can breathe. I print the boring recap, pull on a clean shirt, and pack the Faraday pouch, the token logs, the notarized hash sheet. On the way out, I touch the spot where the assistant used to live and pull my hand back like it stung me. Headlines will fade. Court won't. I lock the door and head into a day that isn't clean, but is mine. The uncomfortable truth, I missed the signs. So here's the part I don't want to say out loud. I missed it. Not the logs or the TTL garbage or the token pings. The human stuff. The low jokes. The code mule thing that everyone laughed at like it wasn't a tiny knife. She'd say, "He's a genius at terminals," then forgets birthdays. And I'd smile because I thought being easy saved time. Flashbacks roll in like bad ads. The first accidental lockout. My admin account kicked for a minute while she updated Slack. I joked that my laptop hated me. She kissed my cheek and said, "You're dramatic." There were late-night workouts that smelled like new cologne. Gym selfies at 11:58 with perfect hair. I liked the version where she was getting strong. I didn't like the version where I asked questions. Mark too. His mentor voice after beers. "Bro, you have to get out of your own way." Then he'd ask for my notes to polish language. The day he insisted on shadowing the AV because he wanted to learn. He learned my beats. I taught him. That sits ugly. I owned the tools. I wired the house, logged the packets, canaried the folders, mirrored the clouds. And still, I let soft hands steer me. I told myself trust was the choice you make on loop until the loop becomes a wall. Turns out, the loop was a blindfold. I remember the nail tap long before it meant anything. Dinner with friends. Tap. Tap when I'd talk about compression ratios. She'd cut in with a story about Paris that never actually happened to us, and everyone would glow. I'd switch topics to payroll. Tap, tap. I heard it and labeled it cute. The truth was worse. It was a metronome setting my pace to hers. Little tell stack. Blue folders meant mine because I made it a system, and she used that like a key. My banana jokes, the dumb names on hotkeys, the way I leave margins crooked when I'm tired. Tiny breadcrumbs that I always thought were harmless. They mapped me faster than I mapped networks. Tech saved me, yeah. The assistant's unreviewed audio, the hashes, the boring chain. But trust died slow and dumb, step by step, with me nodding, with me giving calendar mirroring because that's love, with me ignoring the twist in my stomach when Mark's tone got thin. That's the part I have to own. I send the device logs to counsel and shut the app, then shut the power, then bag the thing. Not because I hate it, because I hate what I used it for. I stare at the dead ring and see my face. It's not guilt about catching them. It's shame that I needed a machine to tell me my house was lying. So now what? Harden or soften? Do I lock every door, two-factor my feelings, treat people like attack surfaces? Or do I leave one window cracked so light can find me again? I don't know. Court dates are printed. Nina's calm. The company's breathing. My phone keeps buzzing with people who want to take. I type 3 versions of a post and delete all of them. I choose quiet. I choose work. I pick up a rag and wipe a coffee ring that isn't there. I put the blue folders in a drawer and close it. Then I open my notebook, write 1 line, no more cute, and leave the rest of the page blank on purpose. Court, cash, clean cut. Court isn't TV. It's beige rooms, dry throats, and calendars that move like molasses. First hearing, the DA lays out scheme to defraud, and Mark looks smaller than I remember. His lawyer tries the context line about the audio. The prosecutor just points to the notarized hash sheet and the provider attestation. My kitchen hum turns into a brick. The judge nods, bored and sharp. Discovery drops like a dump truck. Emails from Mark to his cousin with invoice templates. Sarah's text about printing the Q4 label in Source Sans 11 LO, which stings even as evidence. Canary log shrugged on the screen, neat as receipts. IT's external forensics confirmed the TTLs and the spoofed Mac stunts from the conference room. They even find my dumb banana hotkey in the show file and laugh in the hallway about it, which I weirdly like. It means they're human, Then it flips. Mark flips. He shows up one morning with a new suit and a plea on the table. Wire fraud, conspiracy, restitution. He points the bigger finger at himself and a long, shaky one at Sarah. He wants less time and less noise. He hands over screen caps where he bragged about one-hop magic and riding the MC's beat. He hands over a photo of the fake USBs lined up on his kitchen counter like candy. He hands the knife and hopes it cuts thin. Sarah takes longer. Her lawyer fights every inch, calls the audio private marital communication, and tries to toss the smart speaker logs like they're a diary. The court doesn't buy it. Provider's terms, chain clean, no expectation of privacy in a common kitchen with the cloud account both of us used. She doesn't cry. She stares straight ahead and chews her cheek until it bleeds. In the end, she takes a deal too. Accessory, restitution, compliance courses that sound like a joke on paper and will feel like sand. Money part is colder. The trust holds. My attorney walks the judge through the dates, the spendthrift language, the trustee that isn't me. The court nods. Community funds freeze stays up until audit. The shells unwind. Bank reversals trace wires like train tracks back to that cousin, back to LLCs with file numbers. Nina could recite in her sleep. Checks show up months later in envelopes that feel heavier than they are. 4 million comes home in slow, ugly drips. Company breathes again. The board moves Nina into the COO chair interim, which is board speak for, if you don't mess this up, it's yours. She doesn't. Vendors get scrubbed. Dual controls stay. My admin powers shrink by choice because I proved to myself I shouldn't hold all the keys even when my hands are steady. We install outside audit like a spine. People grumble, then work. Payroll runs on time. Lights stay on. I buy out the other founders with their C shares when the dust settles. It's not a victory lap. It's a clean ledger line. I keep the house. I keep the patents. I keep a dog-eared copy of the emergency board resolution on my desk because it reminds me what boring can do. Mark disappears into corrections and halfway houses. Sarah disappears into a condo with a view I never wanted. Her mom posts quotes about resilience, which makes my teeth itch. Months later, I stand in that same gala hall on a Tuesday afternoon, empty and echoing. The carpet smells like soda and old power cords. The stage is smaller without eyes on it. I climb to the booth and set my hands where they were the night the fridge hummed for 1,000 people. Banana isn't there. The console is new. I press my palms down anyway. I don't feel triumph. I feel clean, not pure, just scrubbed. The kind of clean that comes after bleach and open windows. I can breathe. I can look at my hands and not see a fist. I think about my dad's cables, and the way he handed me messes with a shrug, like, fix it if you can. I did. Not alone. Nina's name sits next to mine on the wall of my head. Council's too. Even the house tech with the gaffer glasses. A lot of small, boring humans made this fly. On the way out, I pause at the door and look back at the stage one more time. It's just plywood and lights. It's also where I drew the line so public it can't fade. I pull the door shut, soft, and it clicks like a period. The assistant's light ring stays dark on my shelf, while the house remembers how to be quiet without lying. Winning felt cold because trust doesn't reboot. It rebuilds, and it takes hands, not code. Would you wire your life tighter now? Or pull the plug and listen harder? If you want more stories where the receipts do the talking, hit subscribe and jump to the next one. Bigger lies, cleaner traps, real payoffs. Buckle up, because the next drop's already queued.